We're back. We're wrapping things up. Al's going to get into his pairings in just a moment. But first, Roxanne is going to go through these 3 incredible gluten-free baking recipes with pulse flours.
Yes. Yes, so the first recipe we made today was a chocolate cake. It actually had a black bean puree, not a flour. It's a very moist cake. It tastes a lot like a brownie. The cocoa flavor in it really stands out. Once it's cooled down, it looks great with some icing sugar and, of course, some fruit on top.
You have to top it off with something like that.
A little bit of color. The blueberry lemon quick bread, as the name would suggest, lots of blueberry and lemon flavor. The sliced almonds also add a lot of flavor and some texture. It's great served warm with some butter.
And then my favorite.
Our favorite, yes, the apple crisp. The brown sugar flavor really comes through, as well as the cinnamon, nutmeg, and clove spices. Delicious, of course, served warm with ice cream.
Comfort dessert, to be sure.
You bet.
The recipes for this show and the complete series of great tastes are available at Manitoba Liquor Marts online, on the Food Manitoba website.
Once again, Al, I'm always amazed at all of your pairings, but again, we're working with desserts. What have you come up with the gluten-free?
Well, as you probably don't know this, Jim, but I'm not a doctor or a chemist.
What?
I thought you'd be surprised.
Holy moly!
So it was an interesting thing trying to find out about the whole concept of gluten-free and alcohol, and it's interesting. The 2 websites I went to, celiac.com and celiacworldwide.com, agree on one thing, that distilled spirits should have no gluten in them. Oh. So I decided I would stick with distilled spirits, and that's what we've done to match with these particular desserts. So let's start with the first one, which is that wonderful chocolate cake, and it was described as being a bit like a brownie. We thought it was sweet, chocolatey. So I'm matching it with an espresso martini, and this is made with Vincent van Gogh espresso vodka, and just shaken on ice, and we've garnished it with a maraschino cherry. I think if you wanted to, you could sweeten it a bit, but probably doesn't need it. The blueberry lemon quick bread, we've matched with what we're calling a Gascon martini, which is the spirit of Gascony is Armagnac. So this is Armagnac with a squeeze of lemon shaken and a little bit of simple syrup to sweeten it, poured into a martini glass, garnished with a twist of lemon. And that brings us to the wonderful apple crisp, and I was excited about that. And we're going to match an interesting combination here. This is something I'm calling Captain Spiced Calvados, and it's Calvados, which is the apple brandy of Normandy, matched with Captain Morgan spiced rum, shaken, with a little bit of simple syrup, and poured into a martini glass.
Outstanding. Doesn't he amaze you?
Delicious, yes.
Yeah, he finishes. I can tell you, I'm out of breath. Whew. You know what? I just have enough breath to ask you, Al, like, how would you come up with a recipe, well, like any of these? This is the Captain Morgan?
Yeah, it's interesting because sometimes we're lucky we can find a cocktail recipe, but often we're making them up in the back as the show is being shot. So this one, we tried a variety of things. We wanted that apple background, some spice to it, so we tried spiced rum with Calvados, and it worked.
So it's kind of a serendipitous...
Very much.
Well, I guess you might call it a shot in the dark.
Shot in the dark.
We'll try and get some more lights back there. We're out of time. Thank you so much, Roxanne. Great job.
Having me.
And I hope all of you come back next week for some more great tastes of Manitoba. Let's toast them at home. There.
Great Tastes of Manitoba is presented by Manitoba Liquor Marts. Great Tastes is produced by Hummer Productions.